Well, good morning and welcome to Zen Live. Try to remember to get my timer going. Well, we all woke up to another mass shooting, and I've had some thoughts about it, as we all do. And I guess the probably most common thought is, why does this keep happening? What's going on? We can't make any logic out of it. It doesn't seem to have any cause. And if there's no cause, you can't control it. So it creates a lot of terror and anxiety because you can't control it. It just pops up. Boom, boom. So you have American terrorists like this fella here, just like he lived in somewhere in Las Vegas, somewhere in Nevada, in a retirement home with a golf course. So there's a snap. You can't tell where the snap's going to happen, whether it's going to be a Muslim terrorist in Europe, we haven't had any here, or an American terrorist. There are no American terrorists in Europe, but we've got them here. But the snap seems to be the same. Snap. And then there's violence. And so just to connect dots is the way I do understand things and try to make sense of life, is that my wife has diabetes, and she is making the powerful intention to control her diabetes through being mindful of food. Mindfulness. Really, she's practicing mindfulness because she keeps a journal, and she takes her blood pressure, or not her blood sugar, in the morning, at night, and then she watches what she eats, and she is putting a laser attention on the hidden sugar in food. So we're not eating a grain of sugar. And it's like you're discovering Easter eggs hidden everywhere. I was thinking this morning, and I know many of us have been aware of this, but the American food system is industrial commercial food system. And it's been in operation ever since the 40s, when people left the gardens and the local food and began to eat industrialized or commercialized food. And the incentives for, first of all, it's in the profit system, so there's an incentive to make a profit. And number two, we're selling to the masses of people who have been dislocated from the land, so they can't grow their own food. So they have to, and so then the food must look attractive, so you'll pick this over the other guy's food, and then it has to last a long time. So the longer it lasts, and the more attractive it is, the more sales you get. So it just keeps growing. It becomes a field of knowledge, you see. Excuse me. But the incentive is to make it more and more attractive and last longer and longer. So this requires additives, messing with the natural food. And because we're all eating it, it's very hard to tell. Well, so the industrial food industry basically is a sugar delivery system. Corn syrup, fructose. It's all hidden in there. Makes it taste good. Pick this over the other guy's. He doesn't taste, mine's sweeter than his. So and sugar's addictive. And the system gets addicted to it and gets out of whack. Diabetes, obesity. So, so it's a sugar delivery system. And then you've got, and we all know cigarettes. If you go back, cigarettes, everybody smoked them. Back in the 50s, 40s, 50s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I mean, everybody had a cigarette hanging out of their mouth. It was a nicotine delivery system. A nicotine delivery system. So the point was not to give you pleasure, but to serve nicotine. And coffee is a caffeine delivery system. So we have to look at the delivery system. And this is where Marshall McLuhan famously just simplified the whole thing into a formula. The medium is the message, or the medium, the delivery system, is the meaning. Not what it's delivered. That's meaning, but that's a secondary meaning. The primary meaning is the delivery system. The primary meaning is the delivery, the means or the medium, not the content. That's secondary. But the magic trick is that we just focus on the content, the secondary meaning, and we're unconscious of the real meaning, the delivery system. So if you're smoking, the advertising put our consciousness on the pleasure. On the pleasure. And takes our attention away from the meaning of the cigarette is addiction, profits. Never mind the side effect of death and cancer. So the meaning of the food system, delivery system, is pleasure and attractiveness. But the primary message is sugar, is obesity, or is sugar. Is delivering sugar. And the side effect, obesity, diabetes, yada, 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 all the other side effects. So look at the advertising for drugs. That's a delivery system. What are they delivering? Well, they're delivering what they point our attention to is the joy and the health and the relationship and the renewed energy of taking this drug. And it takes your attention away from the real message is getting addicted to this drug. And of course you have the side effects. Yada, yada, which they have to list, but nobody listens to it because the visual is stronger than the audio. Imagine who would buy the drug if you saw the person taking the drug in the hospital with tubes sticking out of them. And the audio message would be how happy you're going to be by taking the drug. That would be insane. But you can see how the visual trumps the audio message. So while you're watching the beautiful people happy taking this drug, you see, their life restored, promised land, salvation, they're listing all the side effects you're going to have. You don't even hear it. So anyway, what we're looking on is a delivery system. And so now I want to make a little leap here and say that American culture is a violence/creativity delivery system. But right now, let's focus on the violence, like the mass shooting in Las Vegas, and why this keeps popping up now. Okay, here's another delivery system that I'm working on right now and I'm struggling with. I'm trying to disconnect from DirecTV. See, DirecTV means basically it's like take the drug directly into the veins. But I'm paying $90 a month for it. And I'm on Social Security. So I got to get we've got to get unhooked for this delivery system. So we've been experimenting with Hulu and Acorn and Netflix, and I just got the new Apple TV, and wow, the quality of that thing is the new fourth generation Apple TV. The quality is superb. And so we're experimenting with getting everything set up so that we like to watch, and I can disconnect from DirecTV, which is another delivery system. And this is the movement now, because and we all saw this coming back when the cable companies were merging. As soon as you eliminate competition, the prices go up. Well, it looks like the competition has come in now from a creative source. See? So now the internet has created streaming video, which can now present TV programs a la carte. You can choose to pay for what you want. Pay $6 a month for CBS if that's all you want to watch. You see. So you pay, so I'm experimenting with this. So you pay $6 for Acorn, and so forth. You just buy what you want. So I'm wondering how long DirecTV and Dish and the cable companies will be able to survive this, you see, because they have jacked their prices up to, used to be $30 a month, now it's $100, $120. Anyway, but the point of the talk is learning to see understanding what a delivery system is. And why is American culture a violence delivery system? Obviously, it is. Now, we just watched Ken Burns and the Vietnam and the violence that we delivered to this little agrarian nation. The fury we poured in there. More bombs dropped in Vietnam than in World War II. The fury, the anger, kill the gooks. What a mass shooting. What a mass shooting. Just sit up in a helicopter and shoot the people running. Ha, there's some, bam, 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 bam. Target shoot, turkey shoot, video game. Now, if that isn't violence, I don't know what it is. And American culture created it. And is it not continuing today? Only now we don't have soldiers flying around helicopters shooting the people. We have somebody in this particular shooting, apparently he was up in a building shooting down into this mass of people. Bam, 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 bam. Turkey shoot. So there's really what is the difference between the system that delivers the violence of one person who snaps and somebody in Vietnam? But then that's justified. But then that created a disjunction, you see, between... You see, the other slash here is American culture is a violence/creativity delivery system. It delivers both. And so, why is today different than before? You see, today we get our news by the media delivery system, and it is emotional. Okay, so media, DirecTV, visual, CNN, MSC, Fox, all of that, 24/7 media, 24/7 news is an emotional delivery system. Just like tobacco was a nicotine delivery system, just like our food is a sugar delivery system, just like the pharmaceutical industry is a drug addiction delivery system. You got the dark and the light side of the drug delivery system. You got your opiates and your crack and all of that on one side, and you got your prescription drugs on the other side, but it's the same delivery system. The message is the same. Take this, you'll feel better, you'll get addicted, and you'll come back for more. So a delivery system, the purpose of a delivery system is to repeat, is to get return customers. You want people to come back and watch your show. So if you deliver emotion on your delivery system, you're going to get viewers. And they're going to come back. So if you deliver the emotion better than the other channels, they're going to come back to you. In the same way that if your cereal company delivers sugar better than the other guy, you're going to buy that cereal. So we get branded by the delivery systems, because the delivery systems there's like a whole delivery system, all the sugar delivery systems, and then they all break down into brands of delivery systems, sub-delivery, all of which are competing with each other to be the one delivery system standing. So there's always this drive towards the one. The one, you see. Every corporation has a delivery system, and their main goal is to be the only one left standing. So they're going to wipe out all the others. Trump is a master of this, but I don't want to get into that right now. So we're kind of like trying to understand, first of all, what a delivery system is, and number two, to see that our modern media that has grown slowly, it's kind of like a frog in a pot of water. And if you turn the heat up very slowly, the frog won't jump, and he'll be boiled before he knows it. If there's a slight increase in the temperature, he'll detect it and jump out. So our media has been heating up slowly, so that we're cooked and we haven't jumped out. Now, how does a media as a emotional delivery system, emotional DS, right, delivery system, delivers emotion. And Fox has been the master at this. The emotion it delivers is dread. They all deliver dread. Ever since the 9/11, you got to stay tuned into CNN because you want to watch the big one when it comes. And of course now, everybody's got their own little YouTube camera, their little cell phone. So now everybody's a reporter. So there's so many live action films of the shooting. There's nothing more emotional than that. There's nothing more emotional than watching people in terror running, you see. So this delivers this emotional sense of fear and dread and terror. And this emotional delivery system that we're now living in, I mean, there's always been shootings, there's always been accidents and everything, but this has magnified it. So now it becomes a field. And I've been studying fields, reading about it lately and figuring it out. Oh, and last night we watched on Hulu, I think. I'm not sure what it was, but we watched this new show called The Good Doctor. And it was pretty good, but it was about a autistic savant. Now, and I've been reading, and ironically, I was just reading about this with Joseph Pierce, and he's talking about the idiot savant. Now, an idiot savant, pardon the language, is somebody who can't even tie their shoes. And yet they can tap into a field, a specialized field, not for information, but for creative response. So if you ask an idiot savant a mathematic question, they can solve it faster than a computer can. But what's happening is, what he's describing, and what I believe is true, is that this is not a storehouse of memory field. It's an interactive field in which the person who has tapped into it interacts with it and becomes a conduit for it. Becomes a conduit for the energy of that field. Now, fields could be positive or negative. They can be knowledge fields. Now, our savant doctor taps into a medical knowledge field. And they can do this very skillfully with the digital, where he is working with somebody and he taps into this field, and the field informs him of what to do. And he's able to do that because his personality, his ego, is empty. There's no interference. He doesn't say, well, I don't trust that. Who am I? You see, I'm just an idiot. So that resistance is not there. So this is the whole, the autistic person, you see, can be a savant and have phenomenal skill in a particular area, but be deplete in other areas, because the other areas don't interfere with that, you see. So it's an open conduit. There's no ego filter in there. But the point is that these are positive fields. Like a savant can be a geographical field and can tap into and explain geographical places all over the planet without having been there. Or calendars, or whatever the field is. There's so many of them. Musical fields. Sit down and play Mozart. And in fact, Mozart and these great classics were tapped into that field. That's why they could just, the whole concert would come full blown into their mind, and all they had to do was just write it out. So this whole idea of a field then, but the point is that it can be positive or negative. So our violent emotional delivery system is creating a negative violence field. Now, a good way of explaining the field is like when energy develops in a cloud system, moisture, it gets a charge and it builds up to saturation point. And it's looking around for something to discharge. Oh, there's a tree. Oh, there's a guy with a golf club. Zap! Whew, the cloud says, I feel better. I just released the pressure. Ooh, that was good. People get angry and have a fight because it discharges the negative field. Whew, I just had a fight and beat the shit out of that person. I feel pretty good. Whew, wow, what a rush. So this media emotional delivery system is building up a negative field of violence, a tension, a crack, a tension. America can't come together. It's tense. Everything feeds into the tension. Everything feeds into the anger. Everything feeds into the dread. And it's all on media, and we turn on the direct TV and we tune in. Now we'll be watching about the Las Vegas shoot now for a couple of days. Where did Puerto Rico go? Where did Texas go? Where did Miami go? Oh, they're all gone. It's all Las Vegas now. Oh, Puerto Rico. Oh, sorry, you're upstaged. You've been bypassed. We're focusing on the shoot now. You see. So this media is an energy field that we tap into for information. So we're all kind of like autistics here, tapping into this media field of news and information and movies. And they get better and better. And we're addicted. Oh, I just want to watch that show again. Oh, when we just talk about it all day long. We're totally addicted to the media delivery system. It's an alternate reality, which is a lot better than the one we're living in, where people get shot and where I got to 9 to 5 and I'm bored to death, you see. There's so much meaning on the media. Isn't this like a drug addiction? So what we're looking about now is, so how, you see here, you have the crack in the egg, this tension. And when you have this tension, it's going to come out in two ways. Violence, hate, and further fragmentation, or creativity, love, and unity. Either way, it's got to go one or the other. It can't, there's no third way. The creative way. Now, we'll watch that. You watch this on the mass shooting. There's the violence. There's the dread. Oh my God, it's happened again. Oh my God, what's coming? And then you have the unity and the creed. And you got the sacred. And you got the people hugging. And you got the compassion. And you got the hero stories. And you got all of the creativity. And you got all the violence. And that's great entertainment. I mean, the delivery system is achieving its goal of getting you to watch it. Anyway, that's where I am today. So these mass shootings are kind of like release of energy built up in the energy field, the violence field of America. It's bent up. And it releases when some guy with an umbrella walks by. Somebody, who will it be? Some guy sitting in retirement home. Snap. I'll be the one who releases the energy. I'll be a martyr, you see. So they feel like they're doing something that there's no choice. The mass shooter or the terrorist has no choice, he feels. Just like in the mysteries, when you catch the murderer, they all say, I had no choice. I had no choice. Okay, thanks for dropping in.